Hello everyone, I'm Shuke Su, one of the co-founders here at Pursuit, and I just want to thank you all for coming to our iOS demo day tonight. Yeah, I'm so excited to have our fellows present to you all and showcase what they've been doing. 7 months ago, our iOS developers came into our program with little or no coding experience. But they had a few things that are fundamental to success: grit, passion, and determination. They demonstrate these qualities in their ability to master the fundamentals of iOS development, and they demonstrated them in the amazing projects that you'll see tonight. Yeah, you can clap for that. Yeah, I'm incredibly proud, and it's incredible to see what everyone's been able to build in such a short period of time. And tonight, as they present their apps, this is an amazing milestone in their journeys to becoming professional software developers. So let's give a big round of applause to all the fellows for all the hard work they put in over the last 7 months. And before we get into it, I just want to share a little bit more with you about Pursuit and why we're here. So our mission is simple. We're working to create transformation where it's needed most so we can create equality of opportunity in a more prosperous society for everyone. We do this by identifying and training people with the highest need and highest potential to become professional software developers. We do this by helping people achieve their dreams of landing a high-paying job and launching a career in technology. And this transformation is life-changing. When our fellows come into our program, they earn on average $18,000 a year, and when they leave, they earn on average $85,000 a year. When they come into our program, our fellows work in all sorts of industries and backgrounds, whether hospitality or in retail, or even as Uber drivers. When they leave, they get hired to write code at some of the most innovative companies in the world. Our fellows work at more than 150 different companies, from Pinterest, LinkedIn, BlackRock, so many others. Many start their own companies. And we believe in the long-term potential of everyone. I'm excited to see them become leaders in technology in the future. And we're committed to serving this community because we believe that everyone, regardless of background, should have the opportunity to succeed. We're proud that our community reflects the diversity here in New York City. Pursuit cohorts are nearly 50% women, 70% Black or Hispanic, 40% immigrants, 60% do not have a bachelor's degree. And our commitment is more important now than ever. Tech is a huge and growing industry that has created more wealth, companies, and jobs than ever before, but not everyone is sharing these opportunities. Nearly 40% of families struggle to meet a basic need. Right here in New York City, almost 2 million New Yorkers live in poverty. If you never graduated from college in New York City, your average lifetime income is $27,000 a year, or near the poverty line. We believe that there's talent from all backgrounds, and that's why we work to identify the most talented individuals to create pathways for everyone to achieve their full potential. But our work doesn't stop here. If we want to create transformation for more people, we need a way to scale change. There's not enough philanthropic funding to serve those in need, even in New York City. And that's why we've created an innovative funding structure and model called Pursuit Bond. Through Pursuit Bond, we receive social impact investments to finance and scale our programs. Fellows receive training with no upfront costs, no loans, and no debt. Once they graduate and get well-paid tech jobs, they pay a percentage of earnings to Pursuit, and Pursuit, in turn, pays back the bond. If fellows don't get jobs, making nothing. That means we have skin in the game. Pursuit is financially accountable and shares this mission and results with our fellows. The bond only works if we're effective in doing our jobs. It only works if our fellows make a permanent long-term change in their careers. The 28 fellows presenting tonight are on their pathway to becoming professional software engineers. We're committed to their success, and supporting them through their journeys. Soon, they'll join our larger alumni community, hundreds of engineers who continue to give back and make an impact. We're so proud that many of our alumni are here also teaching the next generation, whether volunteering or becoming teaching assistants and instructors. Many of them are here with us tonight. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to take a moment to thank all our amazing supporters that made this possible. We're fortunate to work with some of the best organizations across business, philanthropy, and technology who believe in our mission, but more importantly, they're investing because they believe in everyone here and all of our fellows, their ability and their potential. Many of them are involved with organizations, some serving on the panel with us tonight. So thank you to all our supporters for your continued support. Let's give them a round of applause. As part of tonight's event, we've asked an esteemed group of leaders in technology to join us and share their real-world industry expertise. Our panelists will ask our fellows questions following their demos and provide valuable insight and feedback on the projects. We have also a few members of our operating board here as well, and really grateful for their involvement in Pursue. Let's meet tonight's panelists. First, we have Jessica Lin. She's a co-founder and partner at Workbench and focused on investments in future work and teams. She's passionate about growing and supporting women in the enterprise tech community, and she's also actively involved in education and workforce development community here in New York City, both as an advisor to LaGuardia Community College and a longtime GED educator. We have Camille Lee, who's the CEO of Activate. She has over 10 years of experience with influencer marketing, digital media, investment banking. Activate partners with brands and influencers to tell engaging and compelling stories across social media. Camille is a longtime supporter of Pursuit, one of my oldest friends, and she also serves on our operating board. Dion Ridley is the VP of Engineering at Spruce. It's the first digital native title company. He leads the engineering organization in building software to integrate lenders and real estate companies to provide title insurance and escrow services to simplify the closing process. He's also a longtime Pursuit volunteer and mentor. Thank you and welcome. Next, we have Meredith Finn, who's a partner at March Capital Partners. She's focused on investing and brings finance and operating experience for enterprise and consumer companies across the technology companies within the March Capital Partners portfolio. She most recently served as a vice president at Salesforce, where she helped lead over 45 investments on behalf of Salesforce Ventures. Meredith is also a member of our operating board and is a passionate, active supporter of female entrepreneurs and the investor community. Next, we have Zohar Yardeni, who's the Chief Product Officer at The Knot Worldwide. And The Knot is the world's leading wedding company, serving millions of engaged couples across 15 countries, with brands such as The Knot, Wedding Wire, and many more. Previously, he was a product manager at Facebook, where he led several product teams across the local organization. And Zohar also, we're fortunate to have involved with Pursuit as a member of our operating board. Last, we have Richard Rivero, who's the global head of investment banking division, Strats, at Goldman Sachs. This is a group of engineers that use data science and other statistical techniques to provide insights and solutions for the division's clients across all its product offerings. I'm so excited that we have these panelists here with us tonight, where they can, and really grateful for them to provide their leadership and support our mission and program. And I know that all of our fellows are really eager to hear from them and get their feedback as well. Let's give our panelists a round of applause. And with that, I'd like to welcome Ray Fernandez, our Chief Program Officer, who can share a little bit more on our program. Thank you. Welcome, Ray.
Thank you, Juke. Thank you, Juke. Actually, let's start there. Thank you, Juke. Juke. Okay, so where's Dave? Dave is here too. Where is he at? Where are you at, Dave? Way up there. Dave and Juke. guys started this thing 7 years ago. Here we are, we're 5 years in. We've got 300 alumni. We're about to graduate a bunch more. We're going to admit 200 more. It's because of their vision, because of their hard work and equity. Thank you to both of you guys. All right, so as Juke said, he went through the why of why we're here and what we're doing. I'm here to really get into the what. Are you ready to see some iOS apps? Do you want to see those apps now? All right, well, hold on, because I got a few things to say. So I want to walk through the journey with you, the journey of our fellows. We have 28 fellows presenting tonight. Here they are. This was taken pretty early in the program. You see how much energy and vitality they have? That's how you know it was early. I also want to take some time to identify and recognize and thank a bunch of groups while I'm up here. One group I want to start with is the sponsors, the friends, the family, the relatives. I know they're here. If you're here, raise your hand. Part of my day-to-day and my job is that I talk about Pursuit to external partners who are interested in finding out more and working with us. And it's unavoidable that we get the question, once they find out how intensive this program is, they always ask, how are your fellows doing it? Like, I don't get it. How are they able to do all of this work and put their lives on hold for so long and be so productive? And it's because of all of you, all those family members and friends and loved ones. It's because of you, and we are really, really grateful. Thank you so much. All right, so again, digging into the what. Pursuit is not your typical short-term boot camp. That's not what we are. We are an intensive, two-step, 4-year program. The first step is called Pursuit Core, and that's comprised of 10 or 12 months of really intensive training where we equip our fellows with the technical mastery, the professional skills, and the industry fluency to equip our fellows to become really skillful and ready-to-go developers at major companies, some of the ones that Juke showed just a little bit earlier. Now, if that's all that we did, frankly, it wouldn't be enough. Like, we're not in the business of just giving people a certificate of completion or some sort of diploma and saying, good luck, I hope you can get a job. That's not how we do it. Our goal is to get people into their first tech job. That's the most important outcome for Core. But even that is not enough. Once Core ends and our fellows are in those roles, we believe it's not enough just to get them in the door. We want them to be successful. We want this change to be permanent, and that's why we have Pursuit Advance. And so that's an additional 36 months of career coaching and support and mentorship. And I'm really excited that our 5.0 fellows are going to be able to benefit from the full heft of this program this year. A little bit about how we got to know our fellows. A little bit over a year ago, fellows, you remember this? Writing these applications? We had about a little bit more than 1,400 applicants fill out our online application. From that group, we invited a good number to come in and do an interview with industry professionals and some volunteers, also some staff. From there, we invited them back in to do a 2-day JavaScript coding workshop, and then we whittled that group down to about 143, 28 of whom are here tonight to present their apps to you. Now, you might be wondering, what did we make these selections based on? Like, what were we choosing for? And it comes down to these two ingredients, right? So need, and Juke already talked about our mission. We're in the business of creating transformation where it's needed most, right? And so a lot of our process is trying to zero in on, do we have a candidate before us who really needs this program? So that's one. That's not the only thing. We're also looking for an incredible amount of potential. Again, as I said earlier, putting your life on hold and devoting so much of yourself to this program, it's not for everyone. It's not for the faint of heart. And so as you see our fellows coming up here and presenting their apps to you, it's going to look really slick. But I'll tell you this, there was a lot of equity, a lot of work that went into that work. And so we're selecting for grit and perseverance and being responsive and being collaborative and being good people. And so put those two together and you've got really the values of Pursuit. That's how we got to that group of 28 you're going to meet tonight. A few more pictures of our fellows here. But there's also a lot that our fellows themselves do to make it as special as it is. And so they themselves are making it a welcoming environment, a supportive place, an empowering place. You can just see the empowerment on these faces, can't you? It's because they care about each other. It's because they push each other, they lift each other through this experience. That's what makes Pursuit work. So I'm really grateful to the fellows for them stepping up in this way and making Pursuit what it is. I also want to take a moment to expand beyond our staff and our fellows and talk about other communities of people that make Pursuit happen. One group is an incredibly large group of volunteers. If you're a volunteer in the audience tonight, if you helped out in any way this year, raise your hand or stand up or just be recognized. What do you got? Who's out there? Let's give them some love, everybody. I'll show you the very impressive list of volunteers that we've had working with us. Can I just get a volunteer to read this for us out loud? Just kidding. It's an incredibly long list, and the reason that it's so long is because we can't do it without the volunteers. Pursuit does not work unless we have the technical expertise, the professional skills guidance, just the human support of these people who come in day after day, year after year to help us do what we're doing. So thank you to the volunteers. Specific to Capstone, which is what we're at the tail end now for 5.3, there's a group of technical mentors who were really critical to making Capstone happen. They came in weekly. They were helping our fellows navigate new technologies, setting weekly goals, defining what the technical vision for their products would be for their projects. Again, this is another example of we could not make Capstone happen without this group. So I think I saw some of these people here. Let's have them raise up their hands and let's give them some And it takes a village, right? So there's even more people who came in to help with our Capstone presentation. So whereas the technical folks were helping to really define the vision for their projects, this group of folks came in to just put some polish on what they were doing. So these were the folks supporting their demos and their presentations and their presentation style. So thank you to this group. I think I saw some of these folks here too, so appreciate your I lastly want to give a shout out to the Pursuit Brain Trust. So this is a group of industry professionals who are experts in the industry. We rely on them year after year to make sure that our curriculum is both relevant and rigorous. We want to make sure that we're teaching our fellows the right things. These are the stewards of that. They tell us what matters and they help shape our curriculum. That's true across all of our classes, be it web, iOS, or Android. So please, let's show some appreciation to the Brain Trust. All right, so where are we? We are here. We're at Demo Day. Woo! There we are. We're at Demo Day. This is a big, big milestone. This is incredible. So many months to get to this point, so many weeks to get to here from when we started Capstone. But here we are. You guys have been, I'm talking to the fellows now, you guys have been practicing and working hard and preparing and refining your projects. But tonight it's time to get up here and show us what you know, be proud. Knock off our socks, like just make it great. It is a major milestone, but I will say this, it's not the most important, okay? I want you guys to come up here, as I said, and just like wow us and do a really great job. But then, after you take a couple days rest, I want to see you back on Monday. Right? We're not done. There's lots to do. As you can see, we've got a whole job search component. And so it's not just about the training, it's really about helping you all get into these roles. And so when you come back, we will get into preparing you for interviews and giving you time and space and support to do your passion projects, to really be as sharp as you can when it's time for you to get in front of hiring managers. So I will close, I am going to close, hooray, by saying to the 5.3 class, I am truly proud of everything you've accomplished so far. I know that there's more to accomplish, and I'm already proud of that. I'm looking forward to, just like everybody else is here, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to bring tonight. I just wish you the very best of luck. And I will hand things over to what is, without debate, the best iOS classroom team at Pursuit. Istishna Hussain, Alex Paul, and Alan Holman.
iOS. iOS, get up. Family, friends, everybody here, just give him a big round of applause, please. Okay, you can see that now. Okay, this is month 7 of the program, month 7. It took them 7 weeks to build the projects you will be seeing tonight. Week 1 kicked off with Hack Wars. Week 1 of the program kicked off with Hack Wars. Hack Wars went into hackathon back in February. The fellows, they've worked hard, really hard. There's sleepless nights, families, you know it. Ashley, if you're out there, right? There's like 48 hours where there's no sleep with fellows. It's hard work, right? So their support, families are here tonight to see the work of the fellows. A lot of support. Programming is very hard. We all know that. Again, if you don't know programming is hard, applications are still open for September cohort. So you could really see what programming is about. But as Ray is saying, first of all, well, Monday's off, right? So we're not coming Monday, Ray. We'll come Tuesday, and come Tuesday, job search starts, it kicks off. So a lot of DSA, whiteboarding, interview practice. We have to support each other, right? As somebody gets a job, you also get a job, meaning that that person is on your team. We're rooting for that person. We all have to be together. We all have to be a family, all pull each other up. Any support we need, there's support as we saw the volunteer list there. So we need to support each other through the job search period. It's 9 weeks. We need to really put our strength, all that grit, that momentum coming from Capstone, we need to carry that through Unit 8 and really focus on DSA. Forget about SpriteKit, the games, all those fancy new frameworks. We're not doing new frameworks. We going back, revision, and try to harness DSA whiteboarding practice to go nail the interview, to get that job, and really celebrate, right? Hopefully invite me, right? But yeah, so with that said, instruction wouldn't be possible without having Alan, my co-instructor, along the journey. I'm proud to introduce Alan to you guys to have a few words. Thank you very much.
Fellows, do you remember about like the first month when your insecurities and your doubts would tell you, you know what, like I can't do this, I'm not gonna be able to make full-fledged apps, this isn't gonna work out. Well, tonight is the night that I finally get to say, I told you so. I've watched each fellow rise above every challenge. I've seen you guys conquer everything. It's been an honor to be an instructor to you guys. I am so proud of all the work here, and I'm just really excited to see you guys tear it up here. So before that, I need to introduce our program manager, Istishna.
Good evening. How are y'all? As a program manager, I I've seen our fellows go from freaking out about loops to basically helping me learn how to code myself. They have shown an incredible amount of perseverance and grit throughout the last 7 months, and an even greater amount throughout the last 7 weeks. It is a great privilege for me to present these guys to you. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about what Capstone is. It's 6 weeks that starts with a simple idea, and 5 weeks of really working hard and long hours and a lot of discussion, a lot of arguments, and a lot of decision making to be here to present to you one of the coolest apps that you can probably think of. Or honestly, one of the coolest apps you haven't thought of yet. Each team will begin with introducing themselves. Then they'll have 6 minutes to demo their apps to you. Afterwards, we'll pass the mic on to the panelists for 2 minutes of questions and answers. Finally, we'll have a round of comments from our panelists to close out the evening. So, without further ado, I'm excited to present to you our first group, Stellar. Come on.
Hello everyone, my name is Diego Estela III. I'm a fellow at Pursuit and one of the developers of Stellar. What brought me to Pursuit was my interest in the evolving world of technology and the opportunity to make something of myself. Before joining Pursuit, my life was at a standstill, but now I see myself moving forward in the field that I love.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Huey. I'm one of the developers of Stellar as well as a fellow at Pursuit. The reason why I joined Pursuit is because of my love of building things from the ground up. This was heavily influenced by playing with Legos and video games such as Minecraft and Terraria. The feeling of building something from smaller pieces is what drives my interest in software development.
Hi, my name is Ramu Adamu, and I'm one of the developers at Stellar. The reason I joined Pursuit was to expand my career scope with my background in healthcare. Working in healthcare, my job was to accurately record and document patient demographics and health records using medical information software known as Meditech. Working with Meditech gave me a glimpse of how important of a role technology is in healthcare.
Hi everyone, my name is Lee. I'm one of the developers of Stellar. Before I joined to Pursue, I was helping family running a business, and I found out that becoming a businessman is not what I want to be. Coming from knowledge about tech, I really enjoy building and learning new technology. And today, I'm glad that I'm here with my team to introduce our app, Stylists.
In an age where technology is getting integrated into our everyday lives, the traditional way of learning is becoming inefficient and inflexible, only catering to the learning style of some students. We believe with the integration of augmented reality, students can be able to learn in a much fun and engaging way.
Now, I remember when I was a kid in classroom watching Max School Bus or Built Night Science Guy. I don't know about you, but those were the lessons that stuck with me the most. Nowadays, schools are implementing smartboards and tablets to enhance their lessons and get the child's imagination flowing. We tend to retain information longer via visual learning. It makes communication faster and aids in comprehension. With AR, we can get our students learning quicker.
So, let me ask everyone here. Have you ever looked up at our night sky and wondered how our solar system looks? Well, our app allows curious minds to have that experience. Introducing Stellar, an interactive app that brings the solar system to you. Upon loading up the app,
My tentacle guy.
Alex, everybody.
so upon loading up the app, you can see our solar system in AR. This is an experience you simply won't get from reading a textbook or watching a YouTube video. You can further enhance this experience by manipulating this solar system via zooming in or zooming out. You can also get the planets to move around you via the play and pause button. Now, let's say you wanted to know more about the sun or any of the planets. You can simply click on any of the planets or the sun to learn more about their information. As you can see, the information ranges from its mass to the amount of moons it may have. Now I'm going to pass it over to Diego. They'll talk more about the other features in our app.
Now, seeing the solar system in airspace is cool, but you don't get that full effect. With a simple click of our Galaxy Mode button will send our AR right into space. Now, for those who are interested in what's going on in the world of space, we have a news feature. Simply click on the news tab. You'll be taken to a page full of articles ranging from space and science. If you see something that catches your eye, simply click on it, and you'll be taken to the full article. Now I'll pass it off to Lee to talk about future implementations.
In the future, we want to implement the language filter for non-native English speaker can expressing our app in their desired language. We also implement the text-to-speech function, allow user to listen to the penetrating info. And lastly, we plan to add in more celestial objects in our AI space.
Presenting Stellar, a platform where innovative technology meets the educational needs for the curious minds. Thank you.
Wasn't that space amazing? Give it up, give it up, give it up. I invite the panel for questions.
So, I don't think AR is part of the core curriculum. What made you decide to go and learn that, and what challenges did you have with that?
We kind of just like sat around and thought about an idea of what we wanted to do, and kind of AR was one of the things that we all kind of agreed on was like the main thing that we wanted to explore. And it just so happens that, you know, it just one thing led to another, and now we have space, right? But I think it just kind of stems with like I love I've taught a little bit, so I have a small education background. I think Diego kind of like, oh, so why don't we just do space, because you know science and education are a thing, and it just kind of everything fit together from like, oh, children nowadays are just reading from textbooks, instructions are just like on a you know on a whiteboard, and it's not very interactive. So using AR kind of like connects all of them together into a more immersive experience.
So working as a team, what was the biggest decision that you had to make as a team where maybe you weren't all in agreement, and how did you come to a decision?
I would say that the biggest thing for us was like pretty much the UI, like how it would look and stuff like that. Like yeah, we all had like different inputs and stuff like that, and it's just like we all just came together, like put our ideas down, and then as a group decided that was like the best one for better flow for the app.
Awesome. I love how slick the visual design is, right? And extra points exactly for incorporating AR, especially since it wasn't part of our curriculum. I'm curious how easy you think this will be to build in other topics, right? So you guys built in the space system, right? Is it easy to then go on and build something in biology or chemistry?
I mean, in AR, there's always some challenges in, you know, depending on the subject that you want to create. We do kind of have ideas of like, oh, if we can do it with the solar system, we can branch out to, like you said, to biology, to history. So like, say for example, if you're in history class learning about the pyramids of Giza, you can walk through it yourself instead of, you know, reading it through a textbook. So we have ideas like putting it together.
Awesome.
Thank you, Stella. At this point, I would like to welcome zipLine.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of my team, I want to say thank you for being here today. Today, we are going to present our app. Our app is called zipLine, and we are very excited to introduce it to you. My name is Jose Alarcon, and before joining Pursuit, I was pursuing a career as a professional dancer. Unfortunately, I had to stop my career due to an injury. But for me, moving to the US from Cuba 4 years ago made me realize how important technology is in our life. 1 year ago, I began studying coding by my own and eventually joined Pursuit so that I may begin a career as an iOS developer.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Flores. I'm currently an undergrad student studying pre-med, and my passion for learning and studying medicine comes from my ability to help others, and joining Pursuit has strengthened that ability to help others and to give back to my community.
Hi everybody, thank you for being here. My name is Raymond, and prior to joining Pursuit, I was at a phase in my life I wanted to do something new, I wanted to find meaning, and I applied to Pursuit. Pursuit accepted me, and so far I've been able to build amazing products, amazing apps that don't solve just my problems or problems affecting other people, and zipLine is one of such products.
Hello everybody, my name is Alfredo. I'm currently an iOS developer here at Pursuit. And before Pursuit, I ran the gamut of jobs, ranging from cashier all the way to running a local business down in Lower Manhattan. And while I was working these jobs, I never felt passionate about any of them. I never felt fulfilled. And it wasn't until I started looking to a career in technology where something ignited within me. And thanks to Pursuit, with their mentorship and knowledge, I'm able to fully pursue a career in tech. So did you know the average American spends around 2 years waiting in line? I don't know about you, but that's 2 years too long. Speaking of long lines, imagine this. So you're at the grocery store, you're ready to get your weekly groceries, you pick out all your items, you're excited, you're ready to go. You head to the line, disaster. Long lines means you're stuck there. Wouldn't it be great if there's a way to quickly check out?
So understanding how this problem, as regular shoppers, right? We understand how this problem of long checkout lines affect us all whenever we go to our favorite neighborhood supermarket. As a team, we built a self-checkout app that enables our users to check out items at their favorite supermarket when they pick them. We say John is a zipLine user. He has a zipLine mobile app on his phone, and he goes to his favorite neighborhood supermarket. He is able to save himself the stress of having to deal with the customer service person or standing on the long line by easily check out items right from his mobile phone. With zipLine, zipLine helps bring the great convenience of digital shopping to your favorite neighborhood supermarket using your mobile phone. I'll give it to Antonio to show you how zipLine works. Thank you.
So let's see how zipLine works. So let's say John walks into Whole Foods to do his weekly grocery shopping. He opens up the app. He's greeted by a nice zipLine welcome. There are going to be QR codes located inside and outside of the store, so the user can scan it. So the app has, knows the user's location in case there's special coupons or some items that are on discount. So let's say after John walks around Whole Foods for a bit, he has all his items ready for checkout. He scans his item. He gives him the item's name, the item's price, and he pulls up the tab, the item's description, just in case he has any allergic reactions or wants to know any ingredients. He also has the ability to add or dismiss from his shopping cart. So like say he adds it to his shopping cart. And after scanning all his items for a few minutes, he goes to his checkout where all his items are waiting for him. He has also the ability to increase the item's quantity so he doesn't have to go to the hassle of rescanning the same item over he's happy with what he has, he clicks pay. He puts in his credit card number, his expiration date, and his CVC number. He clicks done, and he gets an alert that his transaction has gone successful. He clicks OK, and he gets a receipt that he gets to show to the security guard at the front desk just so he can confirm everything's okay. And he did all of this in under 5 minutes. So like say after about a week or so, he wants to remember what he has bought. So he goes to his profile, he goes to his history, and that's where his receipts are waiting for him. And that's how you use zipLine. The next step for zipLine, what do we want? We want to partner with other grocery store chains like Trader Joe's and Walmart. We also want to add a favorites tab, and we also want to add a digital shopping list so the user doesn't have to spend with the regular pen and pencil.
So now that we have a solution, with zipLine, a new way for shopping is here. Shortest line, and a few crowds will allow users to spend less time waiting and more time living. Thank you.
Questions from the panel?
I'll go ahead. Alright. Hey, how did you guys think about the data piece of this? Is that all just stub stuff? Did you find some cool database out there that connected the QR codes or whatever you were scanning to actual data, or did you have to kind of build all that yourself?
We kind of like built our own back end, but going forward, we want to partner with actual supermarket so we can use their database. So when you check into a store, the app knows what database to query, what store's database to query. So that's going forward for us.
Very cool, thanks.
Yeah, I love it, guys. Super practical. I think you certainly have the opportunity to help other retailers go up against Amazon, since this is what Amazon is basically promising to do with the shopping experience. I guess as you sort of saw yourselves coming together as a team, what were some of the challenges you had to overcome?
There were some disagreements in certain aspects of the app, like UI, like certain flow, like things like of that nature. But in the end, we butted our heads together. We were able to come to and make this spectacular app that we have.
Another big challenge that we had was we were trying to understand which backend we were going to use. If we would use like universal items, like not all shopping grocery stores have the same item, and they're not all listed at the same price. So that was another difficulty we had to agree on.
I have a question about the actual backend. So in this program, I know that you're learning how to build the app on the device. How did you select what backends you were going to use to power this, and what challenges do you have with that?
I think in terms of modeling the backend, we kind of like focus more on what an item actually has, like the price, the name, the details, and stuff like that. And that was one thing that was able to like enable us model the data in a way. We use Firebase as a backend, and it was able to like model the data that way.
Thank you, everyone. Give it up for zipLine. Alrighty, next up is Flock.
Right. What's up, Demochella? So happy to be here today. Thank you all for coming. We're the Flock team, and we're so excited to share our app with you. My name is Yas Burrell, and I'm a proud contributor to the Flock app, as well as an iOS fellow at Pursuit. Before Pursuit, I was working with dogs for about 5 years, and while it was awesome, it stopped being a challenge for me. The love of learning and creativity was something that was instilled in me at a very early age, and I see tech as the perfect opportunity to combine these things.
Hi everybody, my name is Natalie Messier, and I'm one of the developers on the Flock team. What brought me here today is the fact that I'm someone who has delved into many different career paths, but I never truly found something that was interesting or fulfilling to me. However, after joining Pursuit, I realized that coding gives me a sense of challenge that I really enjoy, while also giving me the chance to help communities that I care about. I look forward to making apps that can help people and make a difference.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Ramirez and I'm a member of the Flock team. My background is in psychology, child, adolescent mental health studies, and studio art. I became interested in Pursuit as a means to merge my passions for creativity and helping others. And in the future, I hope to use the skills I've learned here to bridge the gap between computer science education and minority groups within my community.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Su and I'm an iOS developer. The reason why I want to become a developer is so I can help others as well as myself by turning ideas into apps. I also enjoy troubleshooting and problem solving, and I see them as opportunities for growth. So in the future, I wish to study more different softwares and learn new programming language to help further my career. Thank you.
So we came up with the idea for this app collectively. Throughout our lives, we've constantly had difficulties making plans with family and friends, and wish there was a simple way to manage all aspects of group get-togethers.
So that covers everything from who's being invited to your event, to who's bringing what, to where exactly to meet up. Because we've all got that one friend who's constantly flaking at the last second. Or perhaps you're holding an event only to realize that someone you invited forgot to bring something that you asked for. Therefore, we decided to make an app that could help address all these issues and make event planning more seamless and easy.
So creating an event or organizing a get-together on Flock is pretty simple. So Yas here wants to organize a barbecue with his friends. On the create page, he gives his event a suitable title, then picks out an image from his gallery or take a fresh one to set for his event, and then he decides an address for where the event will be taking place. Now he has an option to also set a tracking time. What tracking time does, it allows the event to start tracking the participant's user location before the event starts. Now all he has to do is add his friends and then give them tasks. So Stephanie will be bringing the grill and Natalie will be bringing the burgers. Once he's done, he hits create and the event will be posted and the notifications will be sent out to all of his invited guests.
Now here on this page, we can see all the information for the barbecue event that Yaz just created. Let's say that his guests are having difficulty finding directions to the event. All they have to do is click that button in the top right there, and they'll get taken to a map that will provide them with directions to the event's location. Additionally, if you go back and click on that big map in the center, it takes the user to a full map that has the location of the event, as well as the locations of all the guests, which update live. As we can see, despite the barbecue being in Madison Square Garden, Steph is still in the Museum of Moving Image for some reason, so she's probably gonna be late.
So Flock can also be used for last-minute events as well. Tonight, after demo day ends, my team and I would like to go out for drinks, but I'm unfamiliar with this area, and being a woman in New York City can be dangerous walking alone at night. So by creating an on-the-fly event, we provide ourselves with an additional layer of security through our proximity feature. The one major difference between our standard event and our on-the-fly event is that a standard event is location-based, while a on-the-fly event is proximity-based. Creating an on-the-fly event is very simple. It only takes 3 parameters. We have a proximity, a tracking time, and guests. But instead of creating one right now, we're gonna just check and see if Yaz was invited to any. On this view, we see a red notification indicating a pending event. Wow, it looks like Natalie actually invited Yaz to her event. It looks like Capstone did not ruin our friendships. So let's add this event and see how it works. For the on-the-fly event, the event location is updated with the host's current location, and the purple border around the host is their flock zone, a visual representation of proximity. If a guest leaves the flock zone, all other guests will be notified, potentially preventing anyone from being put in harm's way.
so you know what your friends are bringing, estimate their ETA, so you know if they're lying about being late, and know that everyone is safe, all with the added benefit of saving space in your group chat. In the future, we would like to implement an in-app messaging feature to handle this very problem, so that messages about the event stay close to the event. We'd also like to add a calendar feature for any upcoming events or any reoccurring events. So we at the Flock team believe that this app is going to be a crucial part of the event planning and organization process. So whether you're planning a barbecue, a bridal shower, or hanging out at the bar with us after this, you're gonna know when and where your flock is flying. Thank you.
That was so cool. Also, because I literally did this with friends just last week. We had friends who were friends, aka me, 30 minutes late, and we had Find My Friends on, and the shaming that was happening on the group thread. So I love that it's all incorporated in this app, and that from a UI perspective, it's really clean and simple and really pops. But also on the back end, I can imagine and tell how much technical complexity there is around Find My Friends functionality, around geo-fencing, and geo-tracking. So I'm curious, what were some of the big lessons you guys learned from a technical perspective?
For me personally, trying to learn Firebase while having to implement it was very exciting. So I think for me personally, like hands-on learning was a big challenge, but we were able to get through it.
I thought the UI was really great. How did you sort of think through like how you built it and how you thought about the user experience of the app?
So our inspiration for a lot of our UI was actually coming from the App Store, like the actual app. Because one of the difficulties that we had was deciding how much we wanted our app to pop versus it being minimalistic. Because the trend right now, I think, with a lot of apps in the App Store is more minimalistic designs, especially when it comes to Apple. So that was definitely a struggle. But we tried to balance both of those out so that we still kept a minimalistic design while still being unique.
Really great job. I was just wondering what was the feature that was, if there was one, most controversial to include, and how you thought about whether or not to include it or not.
So what you mentioned earlier, the location services feature was the most controversial when we showed it to people, because usually we would get the question of like, how do I opt out? Because people don't want that information. But there are some people that are willing to provide that information. I know for me and my friends, we're very open about where we are, even if we are late. So just like, the setup for this app is meant for people who need that reassurance, and that would be our demographic.
All right, thank you, Flock. Next up, Ali.
So, first of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. We are Team Elite, and we'll get started by introducing ourselves.
Hi, my name is Ibrahim Robinson, and my background in the food industry relating to Grubhub, Uber, DoorDash, and the main reason I became a developer is that delivering food to people, I want to deliver applications that become a much more impactful experience.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Leandro Waters, and before joining Pursuit, I held different jobs ranging from bartending to working as an image technician. However, none of those jobs really fulfill me. Now, after a few months of learning how to code and building really cool projects, I believe I found my new passion in life. And with the help of Pursuit, I'm really excited to start my new career. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Manny, and before Pursuit, I was a theoretical research student in
In that field, I felt like I didn't have as much creativity as I wanted. I believe that tech is the future of the world, and I want to be the most creative part of that future.
Hello again. My name is Pritesh, and automate the boring stuff. It was that phrase that always stuck with me. I have a background in engineering, IT, and theater, and in every single job, I'm sure you can all agree, there's something boring to do. As a developer, I want to get rid of that. So we here at Elite have a few questions for you. Just by a show of hands, how many of you like to compete? Right, a few of us. Next question. How many of you like to show off to your friends how much better you are than them? Yeah, all right, there's a few less hands, but I understand, don't worry. So if you like handball or basketball, Elite is the answer for you. What is Elite? Elite aims to be a leaderboard system for the wild, wild East Coast, which is New York City public playgrounds. For both handball and basketball, we want to create a system where you can see how well you rank against everyone else at that local park. And of course, brag about it on social media.
So we at Elite really encourage you to post your winnings and your stats, your achievements on social media like Facebook or Instagram. We also have a leaderboard system which has a ranking based on your winning and your losings in that location, and it populates each time. Elite also helps you build a stronger community with the people in your neighborhood, and also, if you choose, it offers you a platform to become famous, and who doesn't want that?
So it seems like Manny has challenged Pritesh to a basketball game now. Don't let Manny size fool you. I've seen him cross a few legs on the court.
I have.
You already know a little bit. All right? So when you first open up to the map, you see local basketball courts near you, but if you want to see the handball court, you select the handball icon. But let's go back and select one of the parks that is one of the basketball courts. Not only do you see more information about the park with the current elites, as you can see, Pritesh is an elite himself, so just good at his presentation skills, he's good at playing ball. So let's create a game by clicking the more option. Leandro, take it away, bro.
Take it over him. So let's go ahead and create a basketball game. Manny, as the hostess of this game, she has the option of creating a 1 versus 1, a 2 versus 2, or a 5 versus 5. In this case, let's create a 1 versus 1. So now we'll invite Pritesh into the game. Let's go. She has either the option of searching his name, or better yet, she could scan Pritesh QR code, which is represented on the right of the screen. Once the QR code gets scanned, she will go ahead and invite Pritesh to the game. So Pritesh will get an invitation. He will go ahead and accept the invitation. So now we're in the game. 10 minutes go by, they have a great fun, but unfortunately the game is over. So let's go ahead and finish the game. Now is when both players have to agree who the winner of this game was. In this case, the winner was Manny, also known as Little Git. So let's go ahead and choose Manny as the winner. Congratulations, Manny, you won the game. Now that she won the game, her ELO ranking went up. To talk more about this ELO ranking, here's Manny.
So our ELO ranking is made up of 3 tiers: non-performers, average performers, and top performers. As you can see on the graph, based on the medals, that is how we determine their statuses.
So now everybody's wondering what's next for Lee with all the bragging, the good sportsmanship, the competition. We plan on adding more sports and venues because not everybody likes to play handball and basketball. We also like to have who's the elite of the city and the borough just to see who's the really top dog in New York. Also, we want to have tournaments to hone in on competitions, whether it's singular or team tournaments.
So with all that being said, we here at Elite have one final question for you.
Are you ready to be an elite?
Show up.
That was awesome. Great job with that. Love this UI. I thought it was really clean. There's got to be some city angle here. Did you guys think at all about like the parks department or the city or something around like how to integrate this and get the city behind it a little bit? It just feels like so local and so relevant.
So right now in New York City, there are no like park data for who comes to the park, like what their gender, age, anything like that. So we have like a huge database of, we would have a huge database of people that go to the party. Potentially having a place where people can market, like we could put up ads, just targeting it towards that database, just because we have that database now.
And also just to tap on that, one of the people that came here, he also runs a nonprofit basketball league, so we'll be able to shoot him for like marketing tips and like really promote the app to show people like you could use this and compete and create a much more stronger community.
Great app. I really like the user experience, and I like the use of Bitmojis to make it more expressive. How did you like approach thinking about the UI and using Bitmojis for people?
So the reason we use Bitmojis is because we are targeting it towards like a younger audience, and we don't necessarily want their faces to show up on like public parks. That's a little dangerous. Bitmojis are a lot more personalized. A lot of youth nowadays use it a lot more, and it's not as like recognizable.
Plus, who doesn't like Bitmojis?
Awesome presentation. That was hilarious. I'm actually, I don't play basketball or handball, but I'm pretty excited about it.
Play after, actually.
You reference getting folks to brag about it on social. How do you think about integrating with potentially social platforms?
So in that case, what we wanted to do is just using like different libraries we have. Like we do have access to be able to post like Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms. We didn't do it just because of time restraints, but ideally, like once you finish the game, you'd be able to say, okay, cool, I really enjoyed this game. This is a whole awesome thing. We post it, and we also have like a built-in to the app itself a feed. So even if you don't want to use another platform, you still have access inside Elite to be like, oh hey, I did a good thing today.
Again, give it up to Elite. Next up, we got Stylists.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for being here today. We are Stylists. My name is O'Neill Rosario. Before becoming an iOS developer, I had no idea how app worked. All I knew was how to download it from the App Store. I was a video editor, graphic designer, with a background in music production. Later on, I was introduced into software development, which led me to Pursuit. And during this program, I fell in love with all the aspects of engineering. And now, I'm a proud member of a great team who built a great app that I'm excited to present tonight.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jabin Chima. What led me to pursuing a career in tech was a desire to challenge myself on an intellectual level and to develop and express my creative side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen Tang, and what got me into tech is my passion to help people. Coming from a helping profession in speech-language pathology, I work with kids with special needs, and by becoming a developer, I can make apps that will make a difference in people's lives in today's digital world.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashley Rankin, and I'm a software engineer. What drew me to tech is my passion for empowering women and being a positive role model in the lives of youth. I believe strongly that if we take the knowledge that we've gained and we share it with someone else, we can create a chain reaction that changes the world.
Alrighty, a question for the audience. How many people here have ordered a pizza late at night? Me too, me too. And how many people, it's a beautiful day outside and you want to grab yourself a chopped cheese sandwich because why not? Me too, me too. Now, what if you needed your makeup done or your hair done for a late night party or a wedding? How does one go about that? While New York City is known as a city that never sleeps, so you're able to grab that chopped cheese sandwich at any time, but you're not able to get your hair or makeup done at any time. Therefore, we provide a platform for makeup artists, hairstylists, and barbers that directly connects them to you.
Yes, we have. And we at Stylists have been listening to New Yorkers. And what we found is that New Yorkers want a more personalized experience when they go to the salons and barbershops. They also want to feel like their time is being valued, while the professionals want a way to maximize their profits and increase their revenues.
That's right, Ashley. As stylists, we have created a solution that makes cosmetology service easy. Users can personalize the experience to their needs and availability, and a lot of time is saved. Providers can use stylists to increase revenue, to build fame and reputation, and to be their own boss. Now, let stylists demonstrate how it's done.
Thank you, Jentine. So here's how a stylist works. So let's say Jentine needs a haircut and there's nothing available. So he logs into the app, he logs into Stylists, and he searches for nearby providers. We see all types of providers. We see barbers, we see hairdressers, and makeup artists. So Jentine taps on filter and he selects barbers only. Now we should see only barbers. Now, Jentine taps on a barber, he sees the ratings, he sees their bio, the portfolio, he checks some works in there, and he checks some reviews. Some of them are okay, some of them are good, but because he likes the work, he's gonna favorite this barber for later options and look for better alternatives, because remember, this is about your hair. So he goes back, right, and he taps on another barber. These guys have better ratings, right? Better ratings. He checks the bio, he checks the portfolio, he checks some work in there, nice work, right? He checks the reviews, better reviews, so he's more trustworthy, right? So he books this barber. When he books this barber, he picks a service, a haircut, he picks a time, and he creates an appointment. At this point, we should see this open appointment on his profile page. And from the provider side, let's say the provider wants some work. The provider opens the app and he checks to see any pending appointments. He sees some appointments from his loyal customer Jentine. He sees what he needs, haircut. He sees the dress. He sees the time. I want that appointment. The barber clicks on confirm. At this point, the user should see an alert saying, hey, the provider accepted and is going to be on the way. Now, let's say I go to Jentine's place, I cut his hair, he's happy. So once I go back to the app, I tap on complete, and that finalizes the appointment. And Jentine gets an alert. When the service is done, please rate the provider. He leaves some ratings, he leaves some reviews. I hope it's some nice reviews. He hits save. And then we should see that reviews on the provider's page. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how stylists get the job.
We at Stylists care about our user experience, and for the future implementations, we would like to implement two features, a geofencing feature and an AR kit feature. The geofencing feature will allow the providers the flexibility to choose the areas in which they would like to work in, while the AR kit feature empowers the users by allowing them to choose hairstyles before they decide to get home.
Yes. And with stylists, you no longer have an excuse not to stay fresh. Thank you.
Questions from the panel?
I love the app and this microphone. Awesome job, and again, the UI is really slick, and it's obviously a problem that everyone has personally felt. I'm curious how you think about onboarding stylists onto the platform, right? Do you think that there's a way that you can go out virally and get them all? Is it something you have to go one by one to each stylist to get them to sign up on your platform?
So we're planning to market our app using social media by attracting barbers and stylists from places like Instagram, and like hoping that we pique their interest to want to use this app, and then also having like added perks like discounts off of like their service for the users, so that it'll entice them to want to use our app.
Yeah, the Instagram angle would be so cool, right? Because it's such a visual kind of product that you end up getting. Awesome.
Andy.
Okay, I'm gonna wait for the mic.
So I gotta tell you, we have this perk we were trying to get going at work around Glam Squad. We wanted to bring Glam Squad in. It's a long story why, but whatever. And the problem with Glam Squad, so they do blowouts in a similar model, and they sort of do the gig economy model for blowouts, but they don't have men's haircuts. And so we're mostly women, but there's some guys who are like, wait, well, I don't even blow out, what about haircuts? So just throwing out, like, there's a real need out there. I saw a Glam Squad name up there. I think they would love to hear this story. I was kind of curious, my question, did you talk to any stylists to do like user research? Do you have some folks in your network for it? Like, you seem kind of knowledgeable about the space.
Repeat the question again?
Did you guys go out and talk to stylists, or is it just like you kind of did some research?
No, so I have friends that are like barbers, and I believe Jovine also mentioned she had friends that are makeup artists. So we asked for options, and also in the beginning of this project when we were planning, I believe we had a designer that gave us some ideas of how to build it that can cater like this type of service.
That's awesome. Really love it. Love how feature completed is all the way down to the review at the end. That's really cool.
Thank you.
One more question. I really like that when you were demoing, you had real-time features in there, so like the actual updating as soon as something happened. Like, how did you implement that, and what challenges did you guys have trying to make it real-time?
So one of our challenges was using our backend, which was Firebase, and updating our UI. So we had to figure out how to listen for these updates, as well as give the user feedback in a timely manner. It was quite challenging for us for some weeks, but we were able to figure it out.
Thank you so much. Give it up. Next up is Pinpoint.
Good evening, and thank you all for coming to the presentation of our app. My name is Genesis Mascara, and I am one of the developers here at Pinpoint. Prior to joining Pursuit, I was working for a nonprofit where I saw firsthand how technology was helping us go further than flyers and posters ever could. It is with this newfound love of technology that I aim to further dismantle socioeconomic and language barriers.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey. Sorry. So I'm Jeffrey Almonte. I'm also a developer for Pinpoint, as well as a fellow at Pursuit. And as a person who has a career in music, I started out with acoustic instruments, and now I also use software instruments. And I was just always wondering, how does someone or a program take a bunch of ones and zeros and just comes down and comes out with something like beautiful art and beautiful music? But now that I require the skills, here at Pursuit, coding skills, software development, I know how it's made, and the cool thing is also, I can also make them myself.
Hi, my name is Jason Delfiette. I am also a developer on Pinpoint. What drove me to coding was how games are made in their background. It really all depends on how the character moves, their stats. It all really drove me to where I am today.
Hi everyone, my
Being a product of the mid-90s, I've always been in love with technology, especially mobile applications. I especially fell in love with the beauty and the creativity behind iOS applications growing up. That's why I'm especially proud to present to you something that we created and that I hope you love as well.
So why did we create Pinpoint? We created Pinpoint because we ourselves wanted to have a platform where we could post events ranging from concert dates or sports dates, group activities, anything that a user can imagine. And so we created a platform where users are able to post events, and they're also able to make a new community of friends, of people that they probably haven't interacted before.
We also wanted to allow users to filter out like the nonsense on social media and on the internet today, overcrowding your newsfeed. We wanted you to be able to sift through all of that and select specific locations and categories so that you can partner up. We partnered up with Eventbrite, and you can go onto these websites immediately from our application. That's why we wanted to be able to allow the users to be able to find these events easily.
All right, so let's see Pinpoint in action. So let's take my buddy here, Aaron, who's been working tirelessly for the last 6 weeks, as you all know. Last 6 weeks on our Pinpoint project, and it's been a busy long, like I said, 6 weeks. So Memorial Day weekend is coming up right now, so I know Aaron wants to do something this weekend. So what he does, he launches Pinpoint, and when he goes into Pinpoint events, he's able to go and create his own event there. So you can see here, he's able to give it the title that he wants, as well as a description. Also, he's going to be able to give it a start time, end time, group hug. That's pretty cool, actually. Everyone is invited. Awesome. So, guys, you see that? You guys are all invited, I believe. We're also going to be able to put where we're going to be doing this. Hopefully, it's not too far from here. Oh, it's actually here. That's pretty cool. All right. And like I said, also a start time, end time. And we all know that a picture is worth 1,000 words, so let's give it a little bit more description. So everyone say cheese. Cheese. All right. Nice. So now we do that, he saves it, and it's automatically uploaded into our community of Pinpoint events. So anyone who has our app and is in our community is going to be able to see this event, and if they're into like group hugs and stuff like that, they'll be able to, they'll be able to join it as well. So Aaron knows what he's doing this weekend, but today has also been a long day. It's been a long day here. So we want to do something tonight as well. So we can see there, Justin Timberlake's pretty cool, but like sometimes we just want to just lay back and have a bash in the backyard. So what he can do here, oh, my cousin's house. That's cool. So he can actually save it onto his phone, as well as save the date, even though we know it's tonight, but our brains are a little scattered right now. And I know he's a little bit off with directions and stuff like that, so he's able to go onto the map and look for directions. Yeah, that's where my cousin lives.
This is wonderful, but if the user isn't logged into our Pinpoint community yet, they're still able to see nearby events. So if you go on nearby events, you're able to see all of the events that have been selected based on the user's preferences. But they could update this by checking a different location, so he may want to go to Brooklyn after this, and he could update his categories to, let's say, sports and fitness. Now, he's going to get a list of curated events that have been made just for him. He's able to also add these to his calendar or save it to his saved events. From his saved events tab, he's able to see all of the events that he has saved, either from the Pinpoint community or from our partners at Eventbrite or other partner sites. In here, he's able to select more info and go to the browser to see more about this event. And now let's give it over to Jason for future implementations.
Thank you, Genesis. So some future implements we would like to add would be in-app messaging, so that one person can message one another in our app, and rather than giving out their personal information, like phones, we don't want to do that. Another thing we would like to add is a attend button, where the user can attend any created events if the allowed user accepts, declines, and or rejects them. Another thing we would like to do is give a special thanks to all our TAs, PMs, mentors, instructors. And before we open the floor for Q&A, I think Aaron has one more thing he would like to say.
Thank you all for attending. Mom and Dad, this one's for you. Let's help you pinpoint your event tonight.
second this, right? Great job. That was really awesome. I was curious, what is the Eventbrite integration there? Is that, because you, at one point at the end of the demo, you like clicked a link and it looked like it opened up in Eventbrite. So is that event created in both places, or were you actually using the Eventbrite API?
So for the tab where we went to the browser, it is from the Eventbrite API. And thus far, we only have Eventbrite, but we hope to branch out to other branches like Foursquare and other things that can give us more events so the user can choose.
Yeah, so like, yeah, we do use Eventbrite, the API, like you were saying, and we just, our UI, we just made it look a little more unique to ourselves, since the Eventbrite is, they allow you to use their information in our stuff.
That's really cool.
I really like it. Question, there are a lot of event management tools out there. How did you guys arrive at what you wanted to build and what features you wanted to include in Pinpoint?
So the one main common thing that we noticed across these event creation tools was that there was just so much content like right in front of you. So you were gonna get stuck with a case of like, I have all this information, and then you're gonna get stuck at home doing nothing. You're gonna just say, I'm too lazy to like select something. So what we really wanted to do was like implement almost like a dating site simulation, like where you just see one thing in front of you and you have to either select it or not and keep scrolling, but you get one thing in front of you so that it was easier to decide like yes or no, do I want to go to this thing right away.
And rather than going to multiple sites, like let's say Eventbrite and Timeout and Meetup and Foursquare, and I guess Meetup also lets you create events. But what we wanted to do is have all of those in one platform, so it's easier for the user to just go to one app instead of scrolling through different apps and different websites. And like Aaron said, them having information paralysis and just staying home and doing the same old nothing.
Hello? Okay. You referenced for the Eventbrite integration, which is super interesting. You referenced you also curated the events. It looks like it was into categories. Is that something that came from Eventbrite? Did you personally curate these events into groups or what a user might see?
So the categories is from the API, but it's from like a different subsection, and they're based on numbers between 101 to 108. So what we did was we put them in the dictionary to the numbers set to the string of what we actually see them as. So as you see Aaron click on sports, that was like 108, but the actual like value of that was sports and events.
All right, thank you, Pinpoint. Next up, Perception.
Good evening, everyone. We are Team Perception, and we're excited to be here today to demo to you our app. Now, before we get started, allow us to first introduce ourselves. I'll start with myself. My name is Jane Zhu. I am an iOS developer with a background in education and mathematics. I enjoy problem solving, exploring new technology, and learning. I also love working in groups because I saw how much more creative and productive people are when working together. What drew me to tech is my appreciation for how technology has made my life easier, and I want to contribute to that by building apps that are useful and helpful in people's daily lives. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Olympia Copean, and what makes me stand here today is mainly curiosity. Curiosity to know how things work the way they do. I believe that technology conveys with everything, and thanks to this opportunity now, I am able to be part of the tech community, stand on my own feet, and also be a good role model for my son.
Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth Peraza. I am an iOS developer. Before transitioning into tech, I created and managed programs to help and empower immigrants, and I bring that passion and those skills to create programs into developing useful and streamlined applications, plus a lot of curiosity and eagerness to learn new technology like augmented reality for perception.
Hi everyone, I'm Devon. I'm a software developer. I'm part of the Perception team. And prior to this, I was working in digital advertising.
internet. I've always wanted to be a software developer, and so thank you all for being here to see me accomplish my dream.
Awesome, we're really excited to be here today, so let us begin. Surveys indicate that 72% of people prefer to consume video or consume content through video instead of print. And this is to no surprise, right? We all enjoy a good video. However, at Perception, we also really love a good book, a well-illustrated comic book, or just a cool poster when we're walking down the train station. And this is why we created Perception, to bring print into the digital revolution.
So what is Perception? Perception is a platform that we built to deliver video experiences to users using augmented reality. Now let's see how that works.
Thank you, Jane. Yes, and I'm going to show you all how that works. I'm going to do so by using this poster. This type of printed media we see every single day. We see them on the subways and on the buses. However, this poster in particular stands out from the rest of them. And that is because this poster contains a perception-enabled image. We as users can recognize this by simply looking at the logo in the corner of the image. Now, let's just see what an app can do to make this poster come alive.
When Blue Apron came to their staff about Pursuit, it felt like an amazing opportunity. It seemed like something that I could do. I love computers.
Pretty cool, right? I think we can all agree that this is a much better way to intake of this content that we interact with every day. As you can see, the image comes alive and the user can double tap anywhere on the screen to watch the full video. This allows the users to break away from the static content and take this video with them on the go.
So Perception works on all forms of print media, like this newspaper, for example. Oh my gosh, the Mets season's over again. Can photos hurt now? I wonder what...
Which, to me, sounds delicious. Hendrick pops one up behind first, blowing in the wind. In comes Conforto. Out goes Cano. Closest to it, he collided with
I'm going to share this with my friend. He's going to be devastated. But Perception also works on books, like this recipe book. So you can just turn to a page, look at an image, and learn how to make the recipe. And it also works on magazines. So this magazine, you can flip through it, you can find an image, scan it, and find a cool movie trailer.
Do you know where you are?
And this one I don't have time for right now, so I'm going to save it to my videos. This is how Perception is making print media multimedia, bringing excitement back to print. Users can now transition into and out of the digital world.
Yes, and the way that we make this work is we associate all these images that you saw coming alive with videos that were provided to us from companies like advertising agencies or publishers. And these companies partner with Perception because they want to enhance their content and offer a multimedia experience to their users.
Awesome, and as for the next steps of Perception, we want to offer our publishers a faster way to upload their images and videos that we associate on the back end. And we also want to offer better experiences to our users by getting your input in our profile section, as well as analyzing what type of videos you favorite so that we can provide content that you're interested in.
And that is how Perception bridges the gap between printed and digital media. Thank you all for being here for our demo today. Now we invite the panel to ask us questions or give us feedback.
That was great. So I've fooled around a little bit with AR, and I'm always getting nervous when I see people demo it because it doesn't always work, but all of your transitions there were smooth from the camera picking up and playing the video and jumping right in. how hard was it to get that level of polish into the app?
Well, we definitely practiced a lot. Yeah. And thanks to our instructors, PMs, and technical mentors, they really help us shape our demo to what you saw today.
I'm so blown away. I thought that was so, I mean, you kind of feel like you're like under a plane. I was like, that is so cool, and it's so smooth, right? And so seamless. And I'm curious what advice you have for other people who might be building with AR tools. What's the number one advice you give them to make it so polished?
I would say tutorials. Yeah, that is one of the things that we all delve into this, and I really liked working in this group. Is we all went through that tutorials. Like, it's not like, oh, you do the AR part and I'll do the video part. No, we all went through it because it's so new, and like the resources out there are not many, but the ones that we found, we shared, and we just started playing with it until we kind of got it right, and we got a lot of feedback and instructions from instructors and tech mentors. So yeah, just play with it.
That was super cool. I felt like I was in Harry Potter. Things were happening. I felt like I was in the future. So, you know, I thought it was really interesting how you thought about who would be, you know, uploading the content, who would be using your app. How did you chat with, you know, advertisers, agencies on this? Like, how did you come to that kind of thinking?
So I have a bit of an advertising background, and so I talked to a few of my friends in advertising in terms of like what their demands are in terms of an app like this, and different challenges that they're having in advertising, especially as it relates to print media and out-of-home advertising. And so this is where we created Perception to kind of address that issue.
Give it up for Perception! Give it up for all 7 projects we saw tonight. A show of hands, how many people have iPhones here? Very, very nice. I'll sleep really good tonight. With that said, all the apps you saw are on test flight, Apple's test flight. So if you want to test the apps, panelists, everybody else, contact us and we'll put you on test flight so you're able to give feedback as they port the apps to the App Store. Intention is all 7 apps goes to the App Store during job search period. So please reach out to us. We'll put you on test flight, give you the apps, give feedback to the groups so that they could launch the apps to the App Store. Basically, test flight is that initial approval process. So all 7 apps are approved already by Apple for beta testing. So please reach out to us and we will give you access to test flight. With that said, it's my proud privilege to join again Juke back on stage. Again, give it up to Juke, please.
That all the apps were amazing. Just want to thank again to our amazing fellows. So proud of all your work and just hustle and creating and just creativity and the teamwork that really comes through as well. So let's give up to all our fellows that presented again. So now I want to invite our panelists on stage to share some of their thoughts on the apps that they saw tonight. They've been writing comments and feedback on these rubrics that we're going to share afterwards, get feedback so that this can keep iterating and improving. But we really would like them to share some of their thoughts with the audience, as well as their personal advice to our developers and fellows. You know, tonight marks the end of this capstone project, but it's just the start of the job search and passion projects and the beginning of these new careers. So over the next few months, our teams, you've seen some of the incredible staff, they're going to be working diligently with all of our fellows and partner companies to help them find jobs and launch new careers. And this next phase will be intense and exciting. It's been intense and exciting so far, but the next part is as important, if not more important. So I'd love to welcome the panelists up on stage. If you all don't mind coming up here, let's welcome them up on stage. And I'd like to ask each of them to give some thoughts on what they've seen tonight, any feedback, and as well as maybe share a little bit about any advice you may have for our fellows as they start their careers, anything from your personal experience and journey into technology.
Shall I kick off? Thanks,
Yeah,
GK.
please, yeah.
Well, I just want to say again a huge congratulations to every group tonight. I was so blown away. Of course, all the hard work, the technical challenges, which I think, when you make it look so smooth, you know that underneath it's actually very, very difficult. Very creative, and then also there's so many of you I need to come make my PowerPoint decks for me. Like, your design skills are so great. So 2 life hacks that I found really important for my own careers. One is, it sounds counterintuitive, but the more that you can continue putting yourselves out there, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or writing blog posts about how you continue to learn, is only going to serve you so much, right? It sounds like being open about your challenges and struggles is not the way forward. But I've actually found that the more you can be honest about that, the more you find other people who want to come learn with you and who will want to help you. And then the second life hack too, and I know Pursue, you guys will do an amazing job of continuing this community and getting people together. But as people always say, your net worth is your net work. Did I get that right? Your network is your net worth, yes. And so the more that you guys can continue after this program to get together for breakfast and barbecues and hackathons and keep growing, supporting each other, investing in your people skills as much as your tech skills is so, so important.
Big congratulations. I cannot believe how much you guys got done in such a short period of time. I was super, super impressed with all of the apps, but also just how slick the presentations were. You guys were all super funny, and I mean, I can't crack jokes in the same way, so I'm very impressed by that. In terms of, one thing that I think about that, you're walking away with from this experience is really taking something from idea through to the finish line as a team. That's great experience to have, being able to take full ownership over something. So as you kind of move forward and progress in your careers and take that first job out after this program, that ownership and really kind of taking something from beginning to end is such a great kind of skill set and experience to bring to your next team. So something to always think about in the future.
So much I want to say, but I only have 2 minutes. The demos were great. The presentations were great. One of the things that I really love about this program is the teamwork that goes into the projects that you build. And one of the statements that stood for me from the presentations was that everyone on the team had to learn this so that we could do it together. And I want you all to take that teamwork and that spirit that you have working with others and take that into the first job that you have. I think that is going to get you far. I think also looking at your career as kind of how you went through this program in terms of you have this life, but you have this passion as well. So you'll be going out and getting a 9-to-5 job, but still kind of do this learning on the side, this drive outside of work. It's not this hard work that you've done through this program, sort of balancing, keeping that going through your life and keep growing as an engineer. And that's something that's helped me dramatically. And the one thing I'd like to add is that you're all starting off as iOS developers, but that doesn't mean that's what you'll be for the rest of your career. You're now software engineers, and there's a whole path of careers that's available to you now and decisions that you can make. And so part of getting out there and working is really discovering
what it is you want to be, what kind of engineer you want to be, what kind of leader you want to be. So now's the time, like as you start your career, to start thinking about what's the direction that you want to go in your life. And though you started here, there are many options that are available to you now.
I'll echo all the commentary. I saw applications here that work better than, candidly, applications that come to me for fundraising. So you guys should feel really good about everything that you've built. I was super impressed in particular by the applications of AR because people talk a lot about the hype and promise around it. And then the practical applications, I think, fail to deliver. So congrats to the couple teams that integrated that experience as well. You guys did a fantastic job with it. I think you should all just be so proud of this moment and think about what you built. First off, what you've accomplished in a relatively short period of time. You've taught yourself something completely new that you didn't know anything about 7 months ago. And now you've built whole products that work and that other people will be able to download on the App Store. That's incredibly impressive. And never lose that moment, right? Because you'll face other obstacles in life, right? We all do. We all have, I'm sure, in our careers too, where people are going to tell you you can't do something, or you're going to feel like you can't do something. And so always reflect back on this moment where you guys fundamentally have gone through just an enormous change, and you've done it. And so you'll be able to do anything. And I think it's just important to keep that in mind as you go forward in your career.
So I'd love to add my congratulations both to the fellows and just to the program. Having seen this a few times, today was just slick and impressive, and everything worked, and everything was well thought out and well designed, and just the level and where you've raised the bar, you should all be extremely proud. For me, I'll have like some tactical advice as you think of like this next phase, and there's interviews, job interviews. And in addition to the technical part, which you have to nail, and you have some great people supporting you on that, a huge piece of it is also the fit and how you come off and how you present yourselves. And I gotta say today, I was really struck by how genuine everyone was up on stage, the presence you had, public speaking, delivering that in an honest, credible way. It's not easy. You'll be talking to people who are looking to find out who you are, what kind of person, what kind of teammate are you gonna be when you join our organization. So just channel that real self that you brought up here on stage. Again, not easy to channel that in front of so many people. You did it. Do that again. Bring yourself, your real self to these interviews. Talk about what you've experienced. Talk about what you've done here. That'll go a really long way. So just wanted to share that advice, and hopefully that helps you out.
Yeah, I mean, everything that was just said, I echo. Congratulations. That was one of the most impressive and inspiring things I've seen in a long time. And you should all be incredibly proud of yourselves and what you've accomplished. Look, in terms of advice as you enter this next phase in your career, it would be what I tell a lot of people entering the industry: just keep learning and don't stop learning. Keep leveling up your skills, keep learning new stuff, because the exciting thing about technology is it changes every day. It's cliche to say it, but it's true. And as platforms change and the way people think about data changes and the way people think about interacting with computers and the Internet of Things and the cloud and all these amazing concepts that are becoming more and more prevalent in our day-to-day life, it gives you all the opportunity to find something that sparks your interest and go to Google or your other favorite browser and log in and learn it. Take a Coursera class, take an edX class. Just don't ever stop learning, and you'll always find yourself in a position of strength as you think about the job market.
Woo! Thank you so much, panelists, for being here and for supporting and for your feedback. And as we mentioned before, it really is about this community that we're building that makes all this possible. And want to also, again, recognize these fellows. This is why we're here. Really excited for this next phase. I hope you take and soak up all of this advice that all the panelists have shared, that you've experienced, and really think about the start of these careers as well. That's what tonight means in the next phase, and I'm so excited for all of you to be doing that, and for me to be part of that journey with you all. I can't imagine what you'll be doing once you're in the industry and what you're going to create, so I'm just so proud to be here and be part of that. I want to lastly mention and thank everyone that's been involved. If you're interested in volunteering, you've seen so many and heard about the volunteers that we thanked. If you're interested in hiring, you've seen what people are able to build. Incredible talent that's here. Talk to us. Myself, any members of the team or staff, we'd love to talk to you. Our fellows work at some of the best companies in New York, and we hope that we can build relationships with more companies so that they can access this incredible diverse talent and really change the technology industry to be reflective of what New York and what I think our country is all about. So please come find us. And last, want to kind of thank all our audience members for participating tonight. We have a lot of friends and family here. Thank you for supporting our fellows along the way, being part of our larger extended community. To all our funders and backers. And last, one of the most important groups to thank is just incredible staff that we have here at Pursue. I'm so thankful to work with you all. You've seen some of our team members tonight. It's incredible dedication, hard work to work with all our fellows and put something like this on, not just here tonight, but every day throughout the year. So really want to give it up specifically to the iOS instructional team. Alex, you saw them here, but this is really the fruit of their labors. I think they really poured their soul into this kind of experience for all of our fellows, and I hope you can see that. So really thank all of you. And want to also thank Jess Shu, who you haven't seen. Let's give it for Jess. She planned, coordinated, organized tonight, and put on all these experiences with many other members of the team, but this tonight wouldn't be possible without her. So thank you all. Really grateful for you to be here. I hope you can come join us for the reception outside this auditorium, meet the fellows, celebrate, and I hope you download these apps on Test Flight, check them out, and you'll see them in the App Store. Thanks a lot. Panelists, you might stay here on stage. We're gonna have the fellows come here on stage, take some photos with our panelists.
Sweet.